Hi all, welcome back to my channel. This is Govardhan. Over here, we discuss about the Indian benchmark indices along with the global cues. So, without any further ado, let's quickly look into what's happening in the market space because we are heading towards new highs. I mean, it's been the 3 days, I guess. We've been continuously hitting the upper highs, and sort of now it's become a trend like, okay, what's the new all-time high? Man, yeah, it's completely become that way. But yeah, without any further delay, let's quickly take a look into where the market is placed. So, okay, coming to Nifty's chart. So, after yesterday's quick recap and where we are today, so we are well placed up 16 above 16200. I mean, we tested a couple of times yesterday after the gap up, and we sustained above it. Just facing resistance around 16,290 odd levels, and that's where the next open interest also lies. So that would be an interesting space to look into for today's expiry. But let's also take a look into the open interest quickly. So if you see, uh, there's heavy call writing at 16,300, almost like 5.7 million contracts, and there's heavy put writing at 15,200. So this is sort of almost like 1:1 ratio, both of them, and put there's good support and the call there's good resistance. So we are likely to trade between this range 16,200 to 16,300 unless there's a quick and good move that's going to kick in where the option writers have to cover themselves, which could show the next potential direction over here. So, but leaving that part aside, we are at a very good place right now, and 16,000 level is honestly has become a good psychological support as well as technical support, uh, because yeah, I mean, when I say 16,000, it's well above 15,962 odd levels. So what happened from there, you actually know the story. We tested for quite some time 15,900 and 15,950 levels, and then we sprang up with heavy volumes. So that would be an interesting zone to watch out. As long as it remains above that, we will be witnessing a good buy on dip scenario. Yeah, this buy on dip scenario is pretty much overrated in crypto space, but when you see the markets, it's this is how it is. I mean, this is not as volatile as crypto markets. So yeah, stay tuned and see how the markets perform over here. But if you're in a buy scenario, I guess it's still a good thing to continue. So what what's the potential thing? So the first resistance, like we discussed, would be 16,300, then followed by 16,400. So if there's any short covering that's going to kick in, it would be heavy because we have almost 5.6, 5.7 million contracts written at 16,300 levels, like we just saw in the open interest. So, and also the downside support 16,200, we almost have like 5.6, 5.5 million contracts written. So both are going to act as a good support and resistance, and they would be good fight. So unless there's a gap fill that's going to be attempted for, I don't think we are going to see a steep fall. And we have a good next follow-up support at 16,050, followed by 1624, 16,000 odd levels roughly. So plus or minus 15-20 points is what happens when there's heavy volatility that's in the market. So that's about a quick take on Nifty, but let's take a look into where SGX is also placed. So right here. Okay, so SGX is currently placed around 16,281 odd levels, and that's roughly almost like 30 odd points from yesterday's close. So let's quickly take a look into Nifty future, and yeah, 30 odd points. So yeah, 256.5 is the close yesterday, and we are slightly looking at a very narrow gap up, which could actually be bought in, and we can retest. So stay cautious in the first 15 minutes, half an hour, unless you're very quick with your entry and exits, because capital protection is the very first basic, and everything and anything comes after that. That's a quick take on Nifty. Let's quickly looking to Bank Nifty. So yesterday we completed major results that were pending SBI, and we just saw the heavy gap that happened. Sorry, the heavy short covering that kicked in. So in the afternoon, so 1:30 you can actually see it rose up by 3% in just one candle. It was very silent until then. It was like it was playing in a 3 rupees range, and then right after the 115 candle, it just moved like 14 odd rupees from lows to highs. Yeah, 14 odd rupees. Then from there we still sprang up to another 10 rupees. So we roughly moved almost like 5-6% yesterday in SBI, and that was a major factor which pushed banking index towards 36,200 levels. So otherwise it was facing resistance around 36,000, and then this results just boosted the entire sentiment in the market for a very specific time interval, at least to quote as. So coming back to Bank Nifty, what's happening in this space? So yeah, 35,800 has formed a very good support now, and 35,600 also. As you see, we resisted over there 35,673, then sprang up from that point, and then we tested a couple of times at that point. The next point, 35,800, let me just quickly draw and show you what's happening in this space. So if you see 35,800, at this point we see a very good support right now. It's pretty interesting to look into this point also. Then we again have at 35,950, but that's mostly like in the last half an hour, so I wouldn't really consider that. So if you eliminate that, that would be 36,000 again. So we roughly closed around the next support level, or you can say the next resistance psychologically. So we need to wait and watch in banking space about whether this is going to continue this rally and move towards the all-time highs, because banking index hasn't given the breakout to all-time highs yet, and we are roughly around I guess what 1,000 points away still. Let's quickly look into yeah, 37,708, so that's approximately 1,700 odd points. So that would be 5% away still, right? Yeah, 5% away from all-time highs in banking space still. So that's a quick note on banking index also. So let's wait and watch for the action that is going to take place here. But before I wrap up, let's quickly take a look into open interest for Bank Nifty also. So Bank Nifty, okay, it's here. Let me quickly select this. Yeah, this is comparatively a little slower than the other softwares, but this is Sensible is like extensively feasible to use, so I just prefer Sensible over everything else. So you can see that 36,000 levels is pretty much interesting right now for us, followed by 35,800, 36,000. So 36,000 call, and there's almost like 1.6 million contracts written, followed by 35,000 P, 35,800 P, where almost a million contracts are written. So, and even 36,000 P, there's a million contracts written. So on downside, it seems very limited right now, in case a steep move is what you expect for. But yeah, we can wait and watch about how this writers cover themselves. So yeah, let's hold ourselves and watch out what's going to be in this space. Well, so that's about a quick note on Nifty and Bank Nifty, and see you again in the action later. But before that, if you already haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? To go hit the subscribe button. Yeah, that's about it. And if you have any questions, feel free to communicate in any social media handle that you find me on, and I would be glad to answer them all. Okay, so that's about it. Have a good trading day. Stay safe. Bye bye. Take care.